on our new YouTube channel. Are you ready? Are you done shuffling all these papers? Because that's a distraction.
You said new, but
it is a new YouTube channel. Ain't no buts.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, it's all right. Okay.
I sometimes wonder, Juan, are you
we already have a YouTube channel.
This is our new YouTube channel. It's called Nuestra Comunidad NWI. It is brand new, stinking new. We have no subscribers. Do you understand what that means?
You're Mission Impossible, okay?
Do you understand what that means? No, nuevo. Oh my God, just help me, Lord. Ayúdame con este hombre. I'm getting ready to do this. Oh no, I have mine. Don't take it. Wait, don't take it serious. Because let me tell you, you know what happened? That Facebook took me serious. Look, if you guys look at my reel of my little beautiful princess styling some sunglasses, right? Like she really didn't want to be seen, and trying to open the door to get out. She was ready to go out there and take on the heat. Obviously, not this glamour. Do you know that Facebook took that down? They said I was exploiting a child, sexual something. And I'm like, the devil is a liar. They don't even take down nasty, evil stuff that's out there, that's showing crime, that's showing hate. And they don't even take that down. Now, something's wrong with Facebook. Just saying. I thought they would follow all the stuff and wonderful things that I do on my Facebook. So please, Facebook, YouTube, X. I did this, but I don't mean it. Anyway, what does my shirt say?
Huh?
What does my shirt say?
It says Juan Andrade's the greatest.
You don't know how to read. That's somebody else's shirt. Certainly I would not wear that shirt. So what does it say?
It says, being a grandma doesn't make me old. It makes me blessed.
Yeah, so I was Nana duties today. Tía Lucy, ¿cómo está? Buenas tardes. Está llamándome, pero ahorita no puedo contestarle. So what kind of day you had, Juanito? How's your day been?
It's been good.
Oh, yeah?
Got done with work. Spoke to Hubert.
Oh, you took me back to fireman, Huey, the chicken, Huey.
The fireman, retired fireman.
You mean Herbie?
Herbie, yeah.
Oh my gosh, Herbie, I am so sorry. He just done changed your name to Huey.
I didn't say Huey.
Yes, you did. No, replay. You said Huey. Did you all those of you that are watching on YouTube, X, and Facebook, and on the radio, 219-885-1371, can you tell me what did you hear him say? I clearly heard him say Huey.
I didn't say Huey.
Herbie. I'm going to apologize on behalf of Juan M. Andrade, M. Demenso, because he just messed up your name. My goodness. Anyway. All right, Juanito, it's been a hot day. I hope that everybody's kept cool out there. I actually, I mustered up some strength, and I'm like, okay, this little girl wants to go outside, and it was hot. But I'm glad there was a breeze. I took her outside for a stroll in her stroller. And we went just one round, and I was like, we gotta get back in. I do not want to sweat. But anyway, I know you got some announcements because you love killing trees, Juanito. You got quite a bit to announce, right? So what do you have going over there?
So, ladies and gentlemen, this Eve, you need to change your light bulbs.
It's probably so much energy that I have.
Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this Sunday, which is Sunday, June the 29th, we have San Juan Bautista at St. Pat's at 3802 Grand Boulevard in East Chicago, Indiana. There's going to be one bilingual mass that's going to take place at 10:30 a.m. And we're going to have traditional Puerto Rican food, Puerto Rican rice.
Oh, you're going to make me hungry again. You did that Tuesday, man.
Chicken, macaroni. Actually, I guess macaroni salad, bread, and pop and water. Tickets are $20, and it will be at our church. And this is in celebration of San Juan Bautista. So everyone is welcome.
Bienvenidos. Que vayan a comer una buena comida puertorriqueña.
I printed this out here. So at the Hyatt Place Munster, they're having, I guess, a re-grand opening. It is going to take place on July the 16th at 6 p.m. Join.
Are we going to invoice them? Because this is a business. This is a money-making business. It got nothing to do with them. It has nothing to do with them.
So, well,
and he just put it there.
All right. So they're going to be having a summer cocktail around of indoor golf hotel tour networks with filmmakers and local businesses. So we'll see how many
golf.
Indoor golf, right? Round of indoor golf.
Oh,
So this is going to take place at 9420 Calumet Avenue in Munster, Indiana. RSVP, MZODARTIST magazine at AOL.com for more information. And you need to RSVP by July the 1st of 2025, which will be what this Tuesday coming, right? Which will be July the 1st. So, and as we have been announcing, actually before we do that, let's go to our next big event, which is going to be taking place on August the 2nd. It will be our next entertainment speaker series. Our two major speakers are going to be Matthew Herbert, an animator, and a whole lot more. And we also have, let me see, Craig Manwaring, who's also a animator and a whole lot more. There will be both our main speakers with a Q&A afterwards. We have a special MC Saturday, August the 2nd, roughly around 12 to 4. More information on that coming up. And it's going to be at the Hammond Convention and Visitors Bureau right off of Kennedy Avenue in Hammond, Indiana. It is free, ladies and gentlemen. It is gratis. There is no cost. And we're hoping to fill every one of those 100 plus seats that the auditorium can take. So come out, more information on that. And at some point, looking to invite each of these major speakers to be our guest for about 15 minutes or so to continue to promote this event. And then in September, we have two Mexican Independence Day parades, one in Hammond, one in East Chicago. The one in Hammond is on September the 13th. And for more information on that, you need to call Mr. Alberto Ochoa at 219-871-9813. They do have a Facebook page. This is on behalf of the Hugs Cultural Committee. And so great things going to be coming from this parade. In addition to, I think when the parade is concluded, there'll be food and music and I believe other great things happening at the Hessville Park upon the conclusion of the parade. And then just real quickly, on the next day, the 14th, you have the Mexican Independence Day Parade on behalf of the
in East Chicago in the harbor. So they're also, speaking of UBM, Unión Benéfica Mexicana, is also still looking for contestants to participate in the great event, the pageant for 2025 for Miss UBN Hispanic Queen. They will be doing registrations this Sunday at St. Patrick's Church from 3 to 4. That's 3802 Grand Boulevard, East Chicago, Indiana. Please come in through the parking lot door. This is for the 2025 scholarship pageant that will take place on the 6th of September at the Lexus Hall from 6 to midnight. Contact them for more information at 219-801-0810. 801-0810 or 219-455-8601. Unión Benéfica Mexicana presents this 2025 scholarship pageant. Así es que para están buscando todavía participantes, personas que, bueno, las jovencitas que quieren participar en este evento que es el día 6 de septiembre. Si gustan participar, ser concursantes para ser reina de la Unión Benéfica Mexicana 2025. La registración va a ocurrir este domingo en la Iglesia San Patricio de 3 a 4, 3802 de la Boulevard Grand en East Chicago. Por favor, entrar por la puerta del estacionamiento. Así es que este concurso, pues, van a ofrecerle beca también a la ganadora, a las ganadoras. Para más información, comuníquense con Margaret Gómez, 219-801-0810. Time flies. Can you believe end of June is already like here? ¿Cómo se pasa el tiempo? I mean, it's already Monday. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's already here.
No, today's Friday. Not
end of the month. The end of the month is here. Pretty much. It really is. It really, really is. So we are not obviously in the studios. If you're looking, we are on a special assignment because I don't know, but I think he's been hinting, saying I'm Mission Impossible. I'm possible. Change that word from impossible to I'm possible. So as I mentioned last weekend briefly, or no, it was Tuesday, we're going to do this new segment once a month. If you guys remember that show, you all right over there? You got sniffles. Would you care some tissue or something?
What?
You got sniffles. You want some tissue? Yes, you do.
I have sinus. There's a difference between sinus and sniffles.
No. When you have sinus problems, you're sniffling.
Well, when you have,
what did you call that?
Okay.
Wait,
so
what do you call that?
The sinus,
guys,
allergies,
on our social media platforms.
Allergies.
Okay, let me ask you all on chat. I'm looking at your chat. What he's doing, is that not sniffling?
Okay, sinus.
Is that not sniffling? You said there's a difference between sniffles and sinus. What is that called that you're doing? If that's not sniffling. Anywho, so guys, we're talking about Siskel and Ebert show. That was a great show. That they were great critics when it comes to movies. So we're taking on, that was an idea that I said, since he loves watching movies, I love watching movies too, but I prefer to watch them at my house. But we started going to see one movie a month and critique it here on Nuestra Comunidad. So I know we watched one movie before Mission Impossible. You want to talk about both of those?
No.
You want to talk about the cowboy one?
The last one.
You don't want to talk about the cowboy one? That was good.
You said one movie at a time, Eve.
We haven't even talked about that one yet. And that one was like way back.
Okay, well, that's why.
That one was in May.
Let's talk about the one that's fresh in our mind.
Oh, so that's what it is. It's not fresh in your mind. Mira nomás, Juan ya se le está olvidando las cosas. So, okay, that's fine. I'm with you. Okay. While it's still fresh in his mind, he said, before he forgets. Anyway, you want to kick it off? Tell me.
Go ahead. Oh,
what movie did we go see?
Mission Impossible.
Okay, so Mission Impossible, for those of you that love action, you like action, Juanito, right? I picked a good movie, didn't I?
Right.
Yeah, I think I've been picking good movies, haven't I? Yeah. I got good taste. So, Mission Impossible. Hey, Adamant. My twin is on. He's watching. Love you. Can't wait.
So, Eve, before we go into Mission Impossible, I want to go back a little bit.
Sure.
On Mission Impossible.
Okay.
Because before there was Mission Impossible, the movies by Tom Cruise, there was Mission Impossible, the series, right? And so did you ever get to watch Mission Impossible on TV when it was on? Actually, long time ago, right?
The movies were aired back in the day.
Okay, so if we can bring up some little history before we talk about the movie, let's talk a little bit about
how many Mission Impossibles? How many Mission Impossibles were there?
So let me do this here then.
Do you know?
Okay, so let's do this here. Mission Impossible is an American espionage television series financed and produced by Desilu Productions, which I guess was Lucy and Desilu Productions. I think that's the same.
Right.
That's the same production company. Okay,
yep.
That aired on CBS for 7 seasons from September 17, 1966 to March 30th, 1973. It was revived in 1988 for 2 seasons on ABC and later inspired the series of theatrical motion pictures starring Tom Cruise beginning. So this started the movie in 1996.
Right.
Created and initially produced by Bruce Geller, the show chronicled the exploits of a small team of covert government agents known as the Impossible Missions Force and their sophisticated methods of deceiving, manipulating, and thwarting, amongst others, hostile Iron Curtain governments, third world dictators, and corrupt industrialists and crime lords. So, Eve, do you know, or not do you know, do you remember some of the actors
besides Tom
acting
Cruise?
Name that were on the Mission Impossible series? Because I have them right here.
First, let me ask you,
yes.
I have them all here, but how many Mission Impossibles were there?
You mean the movie?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay, so you said it started in 1996, right?
Right. That was
and then Mission Impossible 2 was on 2000 in the year 2000, and then Mission Impossible 3 in the year 2006, and then Mission Impossible 4 2011, and then Mission Impossible 5 2015, and then Mission Impossible 6 2018, and then Mission Impossible 7 in 2020. 7 is the number of completion, but guess what? They didn't complete it in number 7. They did one more, and that's the one we watched.
Okay.
Right now, I do not know the top of my head besides Tom Cruise,
So,
which he's looking really good. I'm sorry, guys.
Let me just go ahead
really
and read
good.
them.
It could be made up.
So these were the
makeup. Who knows?
These were the actors that were part of the television series. Stephen Hill, who was Dan Briggs. Barbara Bain, I remember the name, of course. Cinnamon Carter was her name on as the character in Mission Impossible. And definitely the name of Greg Morris comes clearly to me. He was known as Bernard Barney Collier. Then there was Peter Lupus. He was Willie Armitage. Then, of course, Peter Graves, another name that comes to mind. He was known as Jim Phelps. And was Peter Graves, I keep hearing, was he the brother of Jim Arness, Gunsmoke?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's what I heard. I don't know if it's the truth or not. Then, of course, another familiar name, Martin Landau, who was Roland Hand. And, of course, Leonard Nimoy. He was known as Paris. Then there was Leslie Ann Warren, Dana Lambert. There was Sam Elliott, Dr. Doug Robert, Lydia Day George, Lisa Casey, and Barbara Anderson was known as Mimi Davis. So these were the original names and their actors' roles, names in the series. So from that came Mission Impossible, the movies.
The movies, which were 7. Now this last one is actually to be the last one. The last movie of the film series, which was Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning.
Right.
Okay. We're not going to give it thumbs up or thumbs down until later. We want to critique it. For those of you that like action, it was nothing but action. Although, for those of you that can't really handle sitting long for a long time, wait until it shows on your TV at home.
Eve, I'm going to ask you a quick question.
Okay.
In the movie we just saw recently, right?
Yeah.
What was the one part out of the whole movie itself that said, that was exactly what happens in all the TV episodes, however many TV episodes there were, it's always a part of the TV episode.
He always loses a loved one in every movie.
No.
You asked me.
Okay, all right. So
don't say no.
That's what, no. Okay, but that's not what I'm referring to. That's not what I'm
Well, that's my answer. What's your answer?
This tape will self-destruct.
Oh,
Do you remember that part?
Yeah.
Wasn't it in all the Mission Impossible?
I think so.
That's the most common thing.
Come on, we want engagement, folks. Yeah. I can't see X if you guys are saying anything, but we're watching
tape,
on it.
So he heard the tape or whatever it was,
and
right?
Then it's self-destruct
and
after
it was
so many seconds.
Which he did.
But he always loses a loved one. He always gets involved romantically with a woman, although I almost thought that it was going to happen in this one. They kind of give us some clues, right, to make us think that way. But it was a bit too long. That's the only thing that I would say I frowned on. It was 2 hours and 40-something minutes.
Okay, let me say this then.
So you can't sit that long.
On the time part, you're right?
Because you know what I think? You know what I think that once, and we're not trying to mess you up if you haven't seen the movie, but it's been out for a while. So, which is why we said we're going to talk about it now, right? But I encourage you all to see it. We don't want to tell you everything about the movie. Just some things that we want to critique. But as far as what really made it longer, which I think their purpose was to keep the audience.
The action
on the plane. That was a bit too long. That took about 30 minutes, Juan. What'd you think about that?
Okay, so here's the thing.
Without giving it all away.
There was a lot of action.
Yes.
It did take a little while.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I think when it comes to movies, for example, if it's a 3-hour movie and it is a movie that the people that are there enjoy watching, then it's like the movie may have lasted 3 hours, but when it was all said and done, the people have a positive review of the movie and they enjoyed it. And they may say it's over with already.
2 hours and 50 minutes.
And you know what? I don't know if there's ever been cases where people saw a movie where there's a long, middle long, or long, that they just didn't like it. And I don't know if there's ever been cases and they just left.
I think that's happened to you, but I don't think you left. I think you sat and watched it, didn't you? 2 hours and 50 minutes. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. If you guys want to call in and talk about it, 219-885-1371, or you just want to watch and listen, we're watching out for the comments on social media platform. And we do have a new YouTube channel, Nuestra Comunidad NWI. It's at Nuestra Comunidad. That's our handle, right? Our handle is Nuestra. You wrote it down.
I did not. Yeah.
And so please subscribe to our YouTube channel
handle
at Nuestra Comunidad NWI. The other one has a long number, so you know that that's the old one. We don't have any subscribers but me. I'm the first subscriber to our YouTube channel because I know that Facebook will be deleting our interviews 30 days later. So this way you can always go back and view if we bring an interesting guest or something that we bring in that's interested to you, you can always go back and replay. But yes, there was a lot of action, folks. And their budget for this movie, how much do you think it was?
A lot.
Give or take. $300 to $400 million.
Oh.
That's not a lot. $300 to $400 million. And of course, it was released May 23rd. So it was released a month ago. That's why I said we can talk about it now. You know, I want to talk about the cowboy one too. The last cowboy. What was it called? From Angel Studios. I watch almost all the Angel Studios. I'm even thinking of becoming a member to Angel Studios because we get to preview stuff before it goes on the big screens. But yeah, $300 to $400 million. I mean, I can see the intensity in some of the places that, you know, in some of the places of the movie, but it was just way too long. Guys, if you agree with me, call in, chat. That if you've seen it already, that part about the airplanes, that was way too long. I tell you, it must have been about 25, 30 minutes long. What do you think? Well, let's critique it. Come on, talk to me. Háblame, dime.
Well, it was like I said, you either like that part.
No. But I'm asking you, to what do you think about that specific part? Yeah, it was a little like on the edge, right? To see how they're going to get hurt. But then again, it's a movie.
So pretty much after I saw what I saw, I said, this is a movie because something like that would not happen in real life. Meaning,
okay, so I'm not
everything
getting,
that happened.
I'm not getting your feedback I'd like to get.
I mean, so it's like I said, it was a little lengthy, but I enjoyed it.
Right, but what part of it of the entire movie you like the most or you like the least?
I like the most.
Yeah.
I'll tell you the part that I like the least. Then, when the one actor was having surgery done on his body, remember? And when the lady,
his lung was collapsing, and you see that on Chicago MD, where the lung is collapsing, and they make a hole. They poke a hole, and then they put in a tube so he can get the air out.
Although they didn't show
collapsing.
That people
exactly
do that on Chicago when she punctured his.
I did. I saw it. You must have looked
Away.
away. Oh, then don't. Okay, so don't say they didn't show it.
But that's my least.
It's the least part. What's the least? Right. It was the most that you like.
So that would be difficult to say
because it was a lot of good.
There was a lot of, like you said, it was a lot of long movie. There was, so I can't really say what was the best part, but I did say what was the least part, and that for certain reasons, because I can't.
Right. So, guys, yes, Tom Cruise did pass out while performing stunts for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, also known as Mission Impossible number 8. Specifically, he experienced multiple instances of passing out due to a lack of oxygen during a dangerous plane stunt where he was wing walking at high speeds. The scene involved him being upside down on a 1930s biplane at 10,000 feet. So how I saw his hair and his face made it look like this was for real. He's actually up in the sky. Am I reading this to say that this was actually real and he was the stuntman during that part? Because he passed out. He was lacking oxygen when he was on the plane, 10,000 feet high. Did you just hear what I read?
Right. I don't know if that's the case or not, but
I just read it.
Yeah,
It's the case.
Okay.
It ain't the case or not. It's the case. They're saying, although he did pass out during that scene. And maybe that's why that scene was long.
And maybe part of that scene might have been real. Maybe part of that scene might have not been
We're
real.
only talking about one part.
Edited.
We're only talking about one part, saying that in multiple instances, that means he was the stuntman. He passed out due to lack of oxygen during a dangerous plane stunt. So he did the stunt on the plane.
Which I understand. Like I said, he does a lot of. I understand he does a lot of.
Right. The stunt involved Tom Cruise wing walking on a 1930s biplane. And I read that already. Lack of oxygen. He explained that the high speeds and the position of his face outside the plane caused them to lose oxygen. Wow. I commend him for that, although it was kind of stupid.
Well, Eve, here's the thing. Isn't that his own
he was
production
the producer.
company?
He was the producer.
Put this phone. That put this up.
Yeah.
Eve, I just remembered something, dear.
What'd you forget, sir?
Where you said about maybe one of the. So this may not be the best part, but something just came to mind that I really enjoyed and took it to heart, so to speak. When the president had to make a decision about destroying a city based upon her advisors, remember? They were pushing for her to sacrifice a city, and I think it was supposed to be New York City or something. And I like that part because ultimately she went against her advisors and ultimately did not sacrifice a certain city in the movie.
But this was like last minute where she changed her mind completely because they were telling her, no, you got to push the button.
Yeah.
Push the button.
And she didn't.
And she didn't.
So that just came to mind right now.
Yeah. Wow. And Tom looks good. Did you hear me say that?
I don't think so, Eve, because
he's handsome.
Eve, I don't think so, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because one of the first statements out of your book when the movie started, and I heard it coming from your mouth, Eve, something to the effect that, and you saw his full face on the screen.
What did I say?
You said something
to the
effect.
He's aging.
Something like that. Eve.
But that doesn't stop me from saying he looks good. We are all aging. Look at Juan. He's going to be 70.
Eve, no, you didn't say, Eve. I mean, you didn't say
he's aging.
He looks good.
I did say that.
No,
Eve. I'm sorry.
You said,
guys got to know this. Sometimes Juan cannot hear.
You said he's aging.
Well, because I was looking, but then I saw.
You could have said he looks good.
But
you didn't say
excuse me,
Juan. You said he's aging after his full face was covering.
Juanito.
Yes, dear.
You did not hear that part because
I heard that part.
I know you heard that part, but you didn't hear the part I said he still looks good. You know, hey, one day I'm going to meet him. One day I'm going to be standing next to him, and we're in an event together, and that's just the way it's going to be. Well, I mean, just like I'm going to meet Tom. What's his name? Tyler Perry. I've said that for years.
Big Bird.
Do you know that I actually had Tyler Perry's Yahoo personal email years ago?
Yeah.
And I'm like, done lost it. You know that? I had his personal email. It was a Yahoo in the beginning, like really beginning part of Facebook. Because that's what you're supposed to do. You put in, but it was his Yahoo email. But anyway, speaking of, real quick, I'm sorry, I'm going to do a sidebar conversation right now. Speaking of Tyler Perry, I know you don't have these, Amazon Prime or Netflix or.
I don't, because I don't watch movies at home.
Or anything like that. It's not just movies. You can watch documentaries. You can actually watch reviews. You can watch news on these apps. But anyway, you're still on Stone Age, Comcast, and cable. Who still pays for cable if it's not somebody that's his age? Anyway, I've never paid for cable. I said I never will. But I had cable, and the Lord just blessed me. I am so highly favored. I never paid for cable. Anywho. So yes, if you guys want to watch an action movie, I don't know how long it's going to be. And the movie show place 16 and show place 12. I think. I don't know how long that movie's going to be because it's already been out for about a month now. So, yeah, it was interesting. Anything else you want to talk about it? You going to give it thumbs up?
Thumbs up.
Well, come on. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay, so we're going to do this once a month. Not necessarily the entire show, but maybe half hour of the show, unless there's a lot to talk about in that particular movie in and of itself. So let's see. The highest grossing movie in Mission Impossible. Which one was it? This is like Jeopardy, guys. Call in 219-885-1371 if you know the answer. You know what? We're gonna ask for restaurants to give us some gift cards. I know several restaurants that I can count on, and say, hey, we're gonna ask questions, and you guys are giving away a gift card to dinner. Game? You game? Okay, so the question is, what movie of all the Mission Impossibles was the highest grossing movie? Mission Impossible franchise, Mission Impossible Fallout. I'm sorry, I'm just told you the doggone answer. I'm going to read it. Which one, Juan? I don't think you heard.
I don't know.
You didn't hear me answer. I said the answer right now. Okay, guys, you ready? You give up, Juanito? The highest gross movie in Mission Impossible is Mission Impossible Fallout, which the one was released in 2018, which earned 791.7 million worldwide. It surpassed previous franchise records, including those of Ghost Protocol and Rogue Nation. Wow. 2018, that's the Fallout. Because Ghost Protocol made 694.7 million. Rogue Nation made $682.7 million. Well, we got starving people out here. Wow. Anywho, anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah. So we have the 4th of July coming up, which is next Friday, which for some of us will make for a 3-day weekend because we don't get to be off. But I wanted to talk a little bit about the flag. And here's the thing. If you've been watching the news and these political talk shows and so forth, and these demonstrations that are taking place and protests that are taking place, and a whole lot more, you will have seen, I think, in certain times at certain places where people are actually taking the United States flag and throwing it into a fire area and burning them. So I wanted to touch on something, because a lady who was about to do that, or did it already, I don't remember, said, the Constitution gives me the right to burn the flag. So
what Constitution was that person talking about?
So here's the thing. Stupid. Can an individual burn the American flag?
No.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
An individual can burn the American flag as a form of protected speech under the First Amendment, as ruled by
first of all, where did you get this information from?
Okay.
What's your source?
I don't know if it's from the same part, but Wikipedia is a
Wikipedia is false.
Okay,
people go back in. Wikipedia.
Oh my God.
We're gonna argue right now. Wikipedia, people, I can go back in there and edit it myself.
That could okay.
That's not 100% factual, guys. Please do your own research.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Please do your own research.
So here's the thing. So when she said that, I kind of looked it up. And it says, yes, an individual can burn the American flag as a form of protected speech under the First Amendment, as ruled by the U.S. Supreme Court in Texas versus Johnson in 1989 and the United States versus Eichmann in 1990. These decisions establish that flag burning is a symbolic act of political expression, protected unless it is directly incites imminent lawlessness action.
Well, that's what we've been seeing it under lawlessness. That's against the Constitution. So it is right to say that.
A true threat. However, the act must comply with local laws such as fire safety regulations and be conducted on private property or with permission.
That's so
Public
disrespectful.
opinion and state level restrictions vary, but federal law does not criminalize flag burning for expressive purposes. The First Amendment to the United States Constitution, part of the Bill of Rights ratified in 1791, and it protects several fundamental freedoms. Okay, so if that is the case, then that is the case.
But there's
But the point
there's
is-
been videos, Juan, that
Yeah.
they've been showing left and right as to why not do that.
Right.
All the soldiers, all of our veterans that have fought for in actual wars, battles, whatnot, that flag gets brought to their loved one, folded up when it signifies that their loved one has passed.
I'm just going to read part of this. The national flag of the United States, often referred to as the American flag or the U.S. flag, consists of 13 horizontal stripes alternating and white with a blue rectangle in the canton bearing 50 small white
Stars.
white
Did you know that?
five-pointed stars.
Did you know
arranged
that prior to reading that?
in 9
Okay.
offset horizontal rows, where rows of 6 stars alternate with rows of 5 stars. The 50 stars on the flag represent the 50 U.S. states, and the 13 stripes represent the 13 British colonies
Mhm.
that won independence from Great Britain
Mhm.
in the American Revolutionary War. So, okay, so here's the thing, man. If the U.S., which I guess according to this Constitution does allow people to, or give people the right to burn the American flag,
Because
with
it's an
the
expression.
with the restrictions that it's in the article here, that may be the case, but it's not right.
Exactly.
And I've said this, and I'll say it again. The flag never did any harm to anyone. The flag does not talk back to you. The flag does not curse. The flag does not do graffiti. The flag does not burn cars. The flag does not cuss or do anything negative or positive. It is a piece of property. It is every American citizen's property that is a United States citizen, and maybe not a U.S. citizen, but living in this country. It is our flag. And so it is not just a flag, it is our United States flag that represents a whole lot, good, bad, and ugly. But one way or the other, this flag does not do any harm in
Right.
any way, shape, or form, or
Well,
any
I
evil
would-
to anyone.
I would say that so are some men and women of blue.
Mm.
They're not committing any crime. They're not hurting anybody. They're not doing anything evil to anyone. But look at how they're being treated. So it goes the same. But it's unnecessary and it's disrespectful. The Daily Utah Chronicle and other publishers, publicists have mentioned this about burning. To me, it's disrespectful. It's uncalled for, just like what you were saying, Juan. And flag burning is the destruction of a symbol of national unity. Even if a flag that is destroyed is private property, the government has a legitimate interest in regulating its protection because of what the flag represents to the nation. Yes, First Amendment. We all say it's the free speech. You know what?
And I also put in that same category people that carry the flag upside down. So it's just not right. It's evil and it's disrespectful and it's not. So you may be doing it for a purpose, but that flag didn't create that purpose. People did. And that may cause you to do what you do with the flag. So don't take it out on the flag, on our United States flag.
Don't take it on police officers
because it's
either.
something people did.
Don't take it
Not
out
the flag.
on men and women of blue either, because they're just showing up to do their job. So they're saying, why shouldn't the American flag be burned? People who ask, Because of the symbolism behind burning a flag, it is not intended to be a peaceful protest, but an incendiary action. It is used to intentionally attack what America stands for in order to incite a reaction. Burning a flag is a violent act against the symbol of the United States of America. That is so true. Is it not funny though? However knowingly mutilates, defaces, physically defiles, burns, maintains on the floor or ground or trampled upon any flag of the United States shall be fined under this title or imprisoned for not more than 1 year or both. Did you know that?
Eve, I want to go back to something you just said right now.
Wait.
Oh.
Did Johnson go to jail for burning the flag? After a trial, he was convicted, sentenced to 1 year in prison, and fined $2,000. Johnson was convicted of flag desecration for burning the flag rather than for uttering insulting words. This fact somewhat complicates our consideration of his conviction under the First Amendment. So there is a penalty, folks, from what I just read. You were saying one.
Well, you said the law enforcement was just doing their job. You said something.
I was there personally, and I saw that.
No, but here's the thing, Eve. Generally speaking,
I didn't say all.
And I'm watching a lot of these videos of what
they'll just put it out there. Some of those videos
ICE
are
is
AI.
doing in some cases, what police and different police
but I'm not saying all
doing
of
in
them
some
are
cases.
doing that one.
Some of them are crossing the line. So
if you put your hand on an officer, you've crossed the line. If you spit on an officer, law enforcement officer, you have crossed the line. If you throw something at a law enforcement officer, you have crossed the line. And God, if you are a naturalized American citizen or a legal resident and you did that, you stand the chance of getting deported, because that is under the oath of allegiance that you swore not to do that. In your interview, remember those questions.
Okay, so here's the thing, Eve.
Recuerden esas preguntas cuando ustedes están haciendo ciudadanos americanos y residentes en prometer bajo juramento no hacerle daño a Estados Unidos, tampoco faltarle respeto a un oficial o agente de migración.
My point is this: as someone who works for the court system for 35 years and going
civil, right? Yours is civil.
Huh?
Yours is civil. I mean, it's not a felony. It's not federal. What type of cases do you do, Juan?
Criminal cases, not you said civil.
How about criminal?
No, but here's the point I'm trying to make. Police, in some cases, at certain times throughout history, have crossed the line.
Oh, without a doubt, that happened to someone
in some cases
that I know.
Are crossing the line. And let me just say this about ICE right now: when they cross the line, in 4 years from now, there's going to be a brand new administration. And who knows?
I'm not
if that
counting on 4 years
administration
from now.
comes down.
We don't know what will happen then.
People in this administration need to be held responsible.
In every administration. Every administration. Let's not talk about this one anymore. I'm so sick of it.
Now,
you're not bringing peace.
4 years from now.
You're not bringing peace if you keep bringing up this administration like everybody else. You said you weren't going to do that no more.
No, but here's another thing.
Anyway.
And so this is for another day.
Yeah, and I won't be there if people talk about government. Period.
No, here's what I'm saying.
Period. Government. Period.
There's a shortage of
bring peace,
detention centers right now. So what's happening is there are a lot more detainees in detention centers that are being overcrowded.
And what happened during Obama? You didn't find that out, did you? You didn't research that, did you? You're only researching
now. Just announced this right now.
Why didn't you research that when Obama had detained? He deported millions of people. Millions of people. But it came up then too.
Okay, but
because he's a Democrat, it's different. It's the same. They both did the same thing.
So here's the thing:
they're neither more innocent. One more innocent.
We need a brand new, reformed, comprehensive immigration legislation.
We need something,
right? To deal with everything that's going on right
una
now.
Reforma migratoria. Not left nor right has come up with an answer. I don't care. I'm not targeting one more than the other, one less than the other. Y'all just give lip service. But Protesting in the most evil way is not going to get you any positive results. I promise you that. It is not, it has not, and it will not. I stopped being an activist and protesting and manifesting. Hey, peaceful protest, I'm all for that. I've been there, done that. But now let's talk to the leaders, trying to make some sense out of things, or as they say, make sense, make this make sense, right? But I'm not going to talk less or more of one president or another. You know, Obama, he deported millions of people, not to what we have currently. Okay. And that what happened under Obama was adopted into the next administration once that new administration jumped in. I'm not going to talk about what's going to happen 4 years from now. I'm not going to lean onto my own understanding. I'm going to trust the Lord because he's the one that will change our tomorrow. He's the only one that will change our tomorrow. He's the only one that allows things to happen, not us. He is the ruler of all. He is the Lord of all, and he is the king. There's only one king, people. You think you're king, you think twice. Obviously, there's countries where they say it's king and prince, whatever, and queens. Okay, but neither here nor there. I'm not here to bash no government whatsoever. I'm here to pray for the government. That's what we should do, especially if we call ourselves Christians. We are to pray for the government, pray for our president, pray for our local government, because issues aren't just national. Issues are currently happening local, especially when one person says, oh, yeah, we're in favor of this. But then when you look at what they voted for, they voted against. So lip service, I don't care for lip service. I actually watch their actions, their integrity, if they have integrity or not. And to me, the utmost thing, the most important thing is your integrity. But I'm a peaceful maker. Blessed are the peacemakers. And I consider myself one to be. We need to stop hating because you're hurting yourself. You think you're hurting Trump. You're not. He don't know you from Adam or Eve. He don't even know you from a number. You think you're hurting this current administration. You're not. It's not stopping them from doing what they want to do or doing what they need to do or doing what they have to do. Okay? So stop hurting yourselves. That's who you need to stop hurting.
Eve, midterms are coming up. We'll see.
Stop hurting yourself.
Midterms are coming up.
Again, I'm speaking as a Christian.
I'm thinking about elections, Eve. Is there something wrong with the people going out and making their voices heard? Eve, is it violence? Is it burning the flag?
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
About elections, Eve.
I'm talking about this right now that's going on. Don't misconstrue things. Don't.
No, but
don't blend things.
Aren't actions that people are doing now going to affect them down the road?
First of all, are you a peacemaker?
Yes, Eve.
Really?
Okay, Eve.
Wait. The devil is a liar. Did you just say you are a... You're holding my hand. Don't do that. Your hands are sweaty.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Wait. A peacemaker prays for the government. A peacemaker prays. A Christian, true Christian prays.
I also provide solutions throughout. Ain't
nobody asking you for solutions, Juan. You just talking, man. You're giving opinions. You should run for office. I already told you. You are giving opinions. Okay? You're not an expert to everything because you haven't been there. You have not lived it.
But
you have not lived it. You only read it.
Will you stand corrected?
Yeah, always, because I go with the truth. There's only one. There's only one truth, and that's the Bible. It's the same yesterday, today, and always. Let me tell you guys, look, as an intercessor, because we got a few minutes left. Hold on. And I know that Issues and Answers coming up next with Mr. Scott.
No, today's Tuesday.
Oh, no. Today's Friday. Scott, don't try to do that to me. Oh, we have a caller? Go ahead. You're on the air. Go ahead. Good. How are you doing?
Yes.
What do you feel about the riots that are going on in the protest about the immigration? And the first thing people say is, well, they haven't did anything wrong, but they came in the United States illegal. And as we all know, Venezuelans emptied their prisons and sent all their prisoners here to the United States. So to say, well, these people are not criminals. We got all their murderers, rapists, and everything here. And I'm not saying it happens every day, but if you look up a lot, there are a lot of people being harmed by these illegal immigrants. So therefore, I feel this. If you're here in the United States, you love the United States so much, why are you flying the flag of another country?
Thank you. A lot of people are actually saying that, you know, it's like, are you forcing yourself to stay in a country that you're showing hate over? I'm just like, help me. Can you make this make sense? I'm with you. I am with you on that. I did not come in here illegally, through the grace of God and the thanks to my father for what he sacrificed to get us to cross legally. Some of my family members, cousins, they've crossed the river. It was dangerous. They had children back in the 70s, right? And through the grace of God and the possibility of getting their papers and everything to be straight has happened. But if you're, like you just said, I'm waving a flag and I'm so proud to be, I'm just going to use me as an example, proud to be Mexican, but I'm over here undocumented and I'm swearing up and down, cursing an immigration agent. Does that make sense? I mean, help me make it sense. Can you help me, young man, calling in?
He's gone.
Okay. It just, you know, we have to show more respect, and I guess that's our time's up. That's our time's up. We enjoy being here with you all. Espero que no se pongan mal porque nos ven aquí igual acá casi queriendo ahorcar. All due respect. I respect Juan. I love Juan. But this is radio, folks. Just saying. I love God and I love humanity. I love people. I'm a change agent and a catalyst because that's what God said for me to do. But I'm here to only spread peace. You hear that, Juanito?
Right. So we'll see you on Tuesday. And thank you, Mr. Scott.
Thank you. Nos vemos. Happy birthday, Brother Adam. It's Tuesday. I know I may not be calling in, so I want to say happy birthday to my brother Adam, July 1st. Nos vemos. Se les quiere mucho. Have a great weekend. All right. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Okay.